I also wanted to ask you about something else the fans have been asking about is, maybe you're not commenting much on dragons, but horses. Are they going to be in there? Are you going to be able to mount a horse?
I would say we want to do that. It's something we are definitely messing with. And we just want to make sure we do it right. So if it's a feature we think is really good, adds a lot to the game, we'll leave it in. And if we think it's rough and we can't get it there, we'll probably take it out. But I don't want to promise it yet, but something we would really, really like to have.
It's looking good.
Today it is.
You never know. The dragons are looking good. The dragons are a lock, right?
I'll tell you what, we started out very conservative with dragons. Yes. Well, they're only going to do this, they're only going to do this, we're going to constrain them to these things. But they turned out, they really are awesome. We are using them. So as opposed to like saying, we're done with that feature, now we can move on to other things, we're like, there is more potential in this feature than we had originally thought. So let's put even more time on it. So now we can have them appear anywhere. Multiple dragons. We don't have to script them. They know how to use the landscape. They can do bombing runs. They can land. They can walk around. They can perch on buildings. They can pick guys up. It really is, honestly, never played anything like it.
Are we going to have baby dragons as well? Families of dragons, or just?
I don't think we're doing baby ones.
No baby dragon?
No.
What do you call a baby dragon?
Dragonling.
Is that true?
Yeah.
All right, but not making it into the game.
We've had dragonlings in previous games. They're little dragons.
I think a dragonling could be.
They're not the right vibe.
Not the right vibe.
No.
You know, big monstrous dragons.
Yeah, we want to scare you.
Now, are we these dragons? Are we gonna meet them early on? Just kind of thing where it's like the payoff. You got to put in a lot of time. Or are they gonna?
No, they appear pretty early.
Okay.
Yeah, and then they ramp up as the game goes on.
Now, we've talked a lot about dragons. We talked a lot about Dragonborn. Who else are you going to be sort of meeting in this world? I mean, a lot of people wonder, are we going to see werewolves? Are we going to see vampires? I mean, how twisted is this going to get?
There's a lot of stuff in the game. We have a bunch of factions we're not talking about yet. We have a lot of different gameplay. And, we want it to be with the Elder Scrolls where, you decide who you want to play and what you want to do. And this game pays off on that. So if the main quest deals with dragons, and if you don't want to deal with that, you might still run into them. But there's loads of gameplay styles and character class styles that you can play in the game.
And you're not picking your class, though. It's sort of evolving, right?
No, it's one of the things we did in Oblivion, where the game starts, you play a little bit, then a menu comes up and says, who do you want to be? And we sort of thought, a lot of people pick their skills then they play for a while, and then they realize,
want to do something different,
oh, I chose wrong. I didn't have enough information in the beginning of the game. So this time, you just play. All of your skills affect your leveling, but the higher the skill is, the more it affects it. So it's a very nice, elegant, self-balancing system for leveling up that we thought, it was a little bit risky to try, but it's worked out really well.
Now, your games are always known for, having sort of, lots of openness to them, lots of branching paths,
Absolutely.
Lots of other ideas. How are you pushing that in a new direction in this game? I mean, do you think, is there anything particularly innovative about the way you're sort of telling the story that fans are going to?
Yeah, one of the things we like to make it as open as possible, but the negative in that is we lose a lot of control. Yep. It's hard for us to control the game flow for a player or how hard things are or easy they are. So we built this new system called Radiant Story. That lets all of the elements to our quests be dynamic if we want them to be. So we can specifically write a quest, say, this person wants you to go do this thing, but we can also use Radiant Story to customize that quest for any parameters. Okay. Whether or not you've pissed this guy off or helped this other guy. So we can change major parameters or minor parameters. And that lets us sort of have a little bit more control over a game that is this big and this wide.
But how does that impact, the dialogue and all those other elements? Because, I mean, it sounds like there's so many different permutations and combinations.
Yeah, when we started out, we were using it for everything.
Right.
And that's the problem. You see right through the cracks that people, their dialogue doesn't have as much punch. So now, most of the quests are hand done. Okay. There are elements in the quests that we call radiant, really for random, based on what you've done. And then we have kind of side missions where someone says, oh, I want you to go to this nearby dungeon and get this family treasure of mine. But the dungeon is, the game can look and find a dungeon nearby that you haven't been to that might fit your level, and it will generate the item you're going to get. But it feels like a little side thing as opposed to, oh, this is a major quest that I'm doing.
Right.
So that's how we balance it.
Now, we are in the snow-capped mountains of Skyrim, which is an area that's been on the map for many years in the Elder Scrolls lore. Why was this the time to go up there?
We've always wanted to do a game there, just the whole feel of the world. It's really rugged. It's got its own unique culture. It's the original home of men in the world of the Elder Scrolls, and it's these guys long ago used to worship dragons, and now dragons are returning. Something we've always wanted to do, and just the right vibe visually and gameplay-wise with the dragons. Just something cool.
Now, when you look at the Elder Scrolls series, I mean, you have done so many games, won so many awards for the games. You look at something like this, I mean, do you ever think about, the arc of the larger story and sort of where you want to take the series? Or is this sort of, hey, it's like, let's do this one, and then we'll think of, different land for the next one? Or, I mean, is there sort of, a sense of where you want to take the series to its ultimate end?
We take it game by game, honestly. Right. We want each game to be its own. We kind of treat the previous games as any good history that you'd have in a fantasy world. And no matter when we do an Elder Scrolls game, for the time that it's out, we just kind of aim for the biggest, craziest role-playing game anybody can think of. That's what we try to create. Right. That's what we really want to play. So we're definitely not thinking past this game.
So the break to do Fallout 3, which was interesting for you guys, how do you think that sort of changed the way you designed it? I mean, was it nice to have a break? Did it bring you back with a fresh perspective?
It really did. Fallout was something that we really wanted to make, as far as we love the series, and we did need a break kind of artistically from doing Elder Scrolls for 10, 12 years, however long we were doing it. And now it is, we're fans of the Elder Scrolls as well. So when it came time to do this game, our excitement level, we were really excited to get back to it. And there's a different kind of, you can make things beautiful in a different way, where you're standing in a meadow with flowers and trees, and there's deer that come by, and being able to do that kind of beauty on the screen, and then going down into dungeons and getting into that ruggedness, it really is a different vibe that we missed.
And snow, right?
Yeah, we spent a lot of time rendering-wise on snow, and we're doing most of it dynamically, as opposed to an artist texturing something with snow on it.
Right.
We just found we were doing double duty. We're having to make rocks and chairs and trees and everything with or without snow at different orientations. So eventually our graphics guys programmed it so the snow can dynamically fall. And we just make a piece of art once, and you say this is how much snow it has on it, and it looks great.
Can Dragonborn do a snow angel?
I don't know.
No?
No. I'll add that for you, DLC.
Hey, yeah. I was going to say, or like at least roll a snowball, right?
Yeah, no, we're not doing that, sorry.
No? Why are you playing the snow?
We got bigger features to worry about.
Bigger features? Dragonborn won't be tobogganing?
No, he's not that kind of guy.
Not
or girl.
Guy.
Yeah.
That's right, because you get to pick, right?
Yeah, you can.
Guy or girl.
Yep.
Dragonborn.
We have all 10 races again. You can be a male or female. Customize how you look. That's the whole vibe of Elder Scrolls. Be who you want to be.
And does Dragonborn have a family? Are we going to meet his family, or he's a lone warrior?
He is a loner who's come into this province. Yeah.
We'll find out more about him and the dragons. But he's not a dragon, right?
He's not a dragon, no.
First person, you never know, right?
No, he's not a dragon. No.
That's cool. We cannot wait to play this. Coming out in November 11th.
11.
And we got, more factions to learn about? More E3, hopefully we'll see some dragons in a big way.
We're going to be showing a lot more dragons at E3, a lot more shouts, talking factions, a lot of
more shouts coming to E3.
Absolutely,
Have you been practicing your shouts?
I will not be doing them. I'll have somebody else do it, like Jeremy.
Let me ask you, the shouts, how did you come up with those? You have a guy who's like in charge of shouts?
Emil Pagliarulo, who is the lead designer and writer on Fallout 3. Great writer, and tasked him with coming up with the dragon language. Okay. And he literally went home one weekend and made mead, and came in the next Monday and said, "Here you go." And we're like, wow.
Can he speak dragon?
He is the best one at it. Yeah. When he shouts, the shout, like when you watch the trailer, the guy shouting, that's Emil.
That is Emil.
That is Emil. Yeah, he can really do it.
Can you say a little something to us in dragon in this interview?
I'm not that good at it. No.
Thank you, or check out the game.
I couldn't do that
now.
much. Dovahkiin.
Pre-order now, GameStop.
Right.
All right, it is Skyrim. You guys can check it out on November 11th, and we'll see you at E3, I'm sure, Todd.
Absolutely.
Cool, thanks.
Thanks.